Friday because I'm tomorrow the New Standards, favorite local band of mine, and by local I mean Minnesota based, but they are doing a live stream live from the Dakota in Minnesota, and so I'm going to check that out and do this live stream tonight because I can. So today what we're doing, we're focusing on my album called I Moved to Nashville and I Blew It. And the name of that song actually comes from a line in a song by my friend Amber Ray Dunn, I should say. And that's a song called I Can't Do a Damn Thing Right. So I'll include that, even though I'm not going to play it. I'll still include that on the playlist when I make it in a couple of days. But anyway, the reason why I called that album that is because I couldn't resist that music reference. But all of these songs are actually inspired by songs that came out of Nashville, and some of them are well-known songs, some of them not so much, but soon will be, and I'll explain those. So we're going to start off with a song that was inspired by Put You in a Song by Keith Urban, and this is a song called It Was Always You, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to do both, by the way. Oh, when I'm with you, darling, it's like heaven again. The place that I long ago fell wrong. I never thought I'd return once I fell from grace. Yeah, I knew there was a reason I was meant to be here. I would know I'm to encounter. With you by my side, there ain't nothing I can't face. At your request, we'll take it slow, 'cause who ever really knows exactly how long love will go? It ain't all that hard to see. We somewhere down the long and winding road to misery. Honey, couldn't be true that it was always you. Maybe you two are no stranger to pain, and we're looking at the same misery index, but trying to get out in any way we can. Both scared to take a chance on what has let us down. A little bit of fear means you're worth it. Maybe you're the only one who could ever understand. At your request, we'll take it slow, 'cause who ever really knows exactly how long any love is gonna go? It ain't all that hard to see. We somewhere down the long and winding road to misery. Honey, couldn't be true that it was always you. If someone were to stop me on the street to ask me what's the secret to it all, I'd tell them it's better to be at a place where you don't expect to fall. At your request, we'll take it slow, 'cause who ever really knows exactly how long any love is gonna go? It ain't all that hard to see. We somewhere down the long and winding road to misery. Honey, could it be true that it was always you? Etcher and West will take it slow, 'cause whoever really knows exactly how long any love is gonna go. It ain't all that hard to see, but we somewhere down the long and winding road to misery. Honey, couldn't be true that it was always you. Well, you ain't coming in and you're looking so fine. You don't notice me, but it's alright. I'm just a boy who wishes that I could be your man someday. Yeah, a picture paints 1,000 words, it's true, but it's still not enough for how I feel about you. I wanna put you in a melody, I wanna set you to a groove. I wanna put you in the car and drive and turn you up loud, roll down all the windows and shout it out. I love this girl. Yeah, if I could press play, repeat, how happy we'd be where you go out and be there with me. You be right where you belong. I wanna put you in a song. Well, I'd sing about your smile and your pretty blue eyes, the way your hair shimmers in the sunlight. It'd be so easy just to write it from my heart. 'Cause I gotta tell the world what you mean to me, wrap you up in a melody so you could be stuck in my head all day, 'cause you're already there anyway. I wanna put you in the car and drive and turn you up loud, roll down all the windows and shout it out. I love this girl. Yeah, if I could press play, repeat, how happy I'd be wherever I go. I'd have you there with me. You be right where you belong. I wanna put you in a song. And if I get it right, everybody would be singing along. And they'd stop you on the street and say, hey, aren't you the girl from that song? I wanna put you in the car and drive and turn you up loud, roll down all the windows and shout it out. If I could press play, rewind a couple million times, you be there in my eyes. You be right where you belong. I wanna put you in a song. All right, and that was It Was Always You, and Put You in a Song by Keith Urban, and the first one, of course, was by yours truly. Speaking of It Was Always You, that's the name of a Maroon 5 song, and they just released a phenomenal single called Beautiful Mistakes featuring Megan Thee Stallion. You should definitely check it out as soon as you possibly can, and if you've already check it out again, because it's that good. But anyway, Keith Urban went from Australia to Nashville. There might have been some stops in between, but that was kind of his trajectory. And one of my friends is actually on that same trajectory. She's from Australia originally and moved, I think, like 4 years ago, maybe, to Nashville, and has come to Memphis a couple of times, and is just one of the nicest people that you'll ever hope to meet. And she just released a song recently called Tennessee, but the song on this album actually was inspired by an earlier song of hers called 25 Cents in the Ashtray. And I'll explain the background on my song in a second, but this particular song, 25 Cents in the Ashtray, actually has a really cool Memphis connection. So, my friend Mark Parcell, president of the Memphis Songwriters Association, um, he owns this place called South Main Sounds, and so he'll do these songwriters nights in Memphis. And this one of his photographers actually tipped him off to this person named Katrina Burgoyne, and said, "You got to check her out. She's phenomenal." And so we did, booked her at her place and whatever. But there was obviously, a little bit of fear because it's, 200 some miles for, a decent amount of money. And that comes out in the song. But she was just kind of scared. But she, much like Eric Hughes did with Meet Me in Memphis, she just kind of said like, yeah, this is the life. This is cool. And I'm going to make the best of it. And so that's what 25 Cents in the Ashtray is about. But the Memphis connection is that she wrote it when she was driving to South Main Sounds for that gig. And, Mark was telling her like, yeah, it's going to be all right. You're super talented. This is going to work out just fine. And so that was kind of the genesis of 25 Cents in the Ashtray. Now, my song, One More Revolution, of all things, although if you know me well enough, this won't surprise you, but I was watching The Price is Right a couple weeks ago, and person was trying to get $1 or, maybe something so that they would get up to $1 or the winning number. And it was slowing down. And so Drew said, "Oh, come on, One More Revolution." And I was like, "Ooh, that's a good song title." So I wrote it down. And then I was, kind of thinking in Nashville mode in terms of what would be a good feel for this song. And 25 Cents in the Ashtray came to my mind pretty immediately. So I'm going to play both of those. This is One More Revolution and 25 Cents in the Ashtray. I only need one more revolution to get my final solution. Only one more time and then you'll finally be mine. Only need one more revolution to cut through all this pollution. Gotta get through the smog to see the sunshine. Keep getting closer and keep falling short. I'm getting tired of saying it's just a matter of course, but I gotta keep my head up, 'cause the ground ain't much to look at. It don't seem so bad when I realize that I only need one more revolution to get my final solution. Only one more time and then you'll finally be mine. Only need one more revolution to cut through all this pollution. Gotta cut through the smog to see the sunshine when it gets harder, when I'm all deeper, to tell me that they're still a keeper. 'Cause what if they are just another lesson? How much can I learn from going in one direction? Only need one more revolution to get my final solution. Only one more time and then you'll finally meet mine. Only need one more revolution to cut through all this pollution. Gotta get through the smog to see the sunshine. Believe in myself, but then again I also believe in you. Are you gonna be like them, or are you gonna stay true? Only need one more revolution to get my final solution. Only one more time and then you'll finally be mine. Only need one more revolution to cut through all this pollution. Gotta cut through the smog to see the sunshine. Only need one more revolution to get my final solution. Only one more time and then you'll finally be mine. Only need one more revolution to cut through all this pollution. Gotta go through the smog to see the sunshine. Oh, I got 25 cents in the ashtray, scratched up down the cheap shades, a quarter tang on the highway, dreaming of one day I'm done thinking, sold everything for a dream and a ticket to catch it somewhere out in the middle of the noise of the midtown traffic. But I gotta have it, 200 miles or $100, and folks to hear me sing. I know it may not seem like much from the outside looking in, but I got 25 cents in the ashtray, scratched up down the cheap shades, a quarter tank on the highway, dreaming of someday. Ain't no way I'd rather have it. Isn't it kinda romantic? 'Cause one day I'm gonna look back at living the good days now. I'm living the good days now. Oh, it's Friday and I could run back home, but if I do, I won't try it again, so I'm all in. Got a beat up car and no credit score like I'm 19, and I keep fighting. As long as these four wheels keep turning, I ain't slowing down. If I wake up with a song, then I'll be the richest guy around. And I got 25 cents in the ashtray, scratched up and down the cheap shades, a quarter tang on the highway, dreaming of someday. Ain't no way I'd rather have it. Isn't it kinda romantic? 'Cause one of these days gonna look back, I'm living the good days now. I'm living the good days now. Oh, I got 25 cents in the ashtray, scratched up and down the cheap shades. Ain't no way I'd rather have it. Isn't it kinda romantic? 'Cause one day I'm gonna look back at living the good days now. I'm living the good days now. I'm living the good days now. All right, and that was 25 cents in the ashtray and One More Revolution. The first one was mine. The second one was a Katrina Burgoyne song. All right. Yeah, indeed, Amanda. The Price is Right is inspiring song titles. That's it. Yeah, I guess some of that is my creativity. Some of it is also just generally speaking. Um, you know, what else am I gonna do when I'm snowed in like that? That's one of those things. But yeah. So that was 25 cents in the ashtray and One More Revolution by yours truly. So we're gonna move on. And this is a song that came out about a year ago, and I heard it on WEVL of all places, which I shouldn't be surprised because it plays all kinds of different country music. But this one was, it was still very Nashville, I'll put it that way. So it was something that like you might hear on pop radio, country radio, whatever. And so it surprised me, but I really, really enjoyed it. And it's by Laurie McKenna, who also, if I'm not mistaken, wrote Girl Crush as well. I'll have to double check on that, but she's a really, really good songwriter. And sometimes what you see in these songwriters, and I'll bring up an example in a little bit, is that they're really good songwriters for other people, but not necessarily for themselves. And this is definitely not an example of that. So this is a song that I wrote the day after going on a tremendously bad Tinder date, where we just like immediately had nothing to talk about, and I drove all the way out to Germantown because we were going to meet out there. And then she texts me when I'm like 10 minutes away, and she's like, "Hey, by the way, can you pick me up?" And so I'm like, dang it. So I drove all the way back, and then it didn't go well. So, not one of my better moves there. But anyway, so the next day I wrote this song that's called "If You Can't Take Your Own Wheel." And it was funny because I think some of it was like, oh, hey, I'm, driving this person around and whatever. But some of it was just like, oh yeah, that's actually a good metaphor. So this is If You Can't Take Your Own Wheel and Two Birds, and I hope you enjoy both of them. You'll make someone excited, but I shouldn't be righted. It seems as if you didn't wanna try. I'm getting tired of jumping in the fire on purpose, then getting burned without knowing why. I cruise down your highway, I cruise down your driveway, but love is a two-way street. I got your projections, your mirror tells me you can't be reached. We weren't compatible, so it's like I barely lost. If you can't take your own wheel, don't blame me for my car's exhaust. Somebody's gonna love me and isn't gonna judge me like you do. Someone will get your best, but I'll never know the rest. Never know the rest of you. I cruise down your driveway, but love is a two-way street. I got your projections, your mirror tells me you can't be reached. We weren't compatible, so it's like I barely lost. If you can't take your own wheel, don't blame me for my car's exhaust. I'll find a new lover, you'll also find another, and though it's true we had a clean break, when you become old, he will get the soul that I wanted so badly, and that causes me to ache. I cruise down your driveway, but love is a two-way street. I got your projections, your mirror tells me you can't be reached. We weren't compatible, so it's like I barely lost. If you can't take your own wheel, don't blame me for my car's exhaust. I cruise down your driveway, but love is a two-way street. I got your projections, your mirror tells me you can't be reached. We weren't compatible, so it's like I barely lost. If you can't take your own wheel, don't blame me for my car's exhaust. If you can't take your own wheel, don't blame me for my car's exhaust. One was a red dress, a wild one from out west. Didn't waste a minute with her heart. The other was a bluebird, gave her with her sweet words, unless she let you hold her in the dark. They fell for him, one at a time, for his silver tongue. Pickup line so easily, they flew from the cage. One got a diamond and one got a hotel room. One got a promise, the other got to say I do. Both fell from up high, they fell from the sky. His name came up one night. Two birds, one stone. One sang a song so wild and free, the other sang and the kitchen sink. Any long for the melody of both. He wasn't cruel, he wasn't mean, but he had a way of breaking things. His aim was truer than an arrow from above. One got a diamond and one got a hotel room. One got a promise and one got to say I do. Both up so high until they met one night. His name came up, then they fell from the sky. Two birds, one stone. He'll roll along, we all know he will find another set of wings on some windowsill. Two birds, one stone. All right, and that was Two Birds, One Stone. All right. Yeah, I sincerely hope she heard that song too, because it was just like more awkward than anything else. But I don't know, it was so weird, and the word exhaust kind of came up, that like just like trying to force conversations with this person just was really exhausting. And so like, but she kept on saying like, oh well, she's like, are you nervous? And I'm like, no, I'm not nervous, I just don't have anything to say. Like, and that usually comes later, like with the heartache and whatever. Then yeah, no, then I have nothing to say, and plenty at the same time. But anyway, so that was just one of those things. But I really appreciate the comments. And like I said, Two Birds by Lori McKenna, a really, really good song. I just, there are some songs that take me a couple listens to like really hear what they're saying. But Two Birds, I got it immediately. It was real, really cool. Good use of that metaphor. So that was Lori McKenna. So this next one is a song inspired by Jana Kramer. Her song "I Got the Boy," and this is a song called "I Found the Doubt." And I'll talk about "I Got the Boy" after I play it. But this is "I Found the Doubt" and "I Got the Boy." signed a prenup just in case you have enough. One day and you run back to what you never had. But you found your person, you're most certain, for better and for worse. And I'm stuck wondering where it all went bad. He found your vocals, I found the shy, I found the mundane, and he unleashes your wild side. He found the memories, I found the bitter taste in my mouth. He found the shore, and I found the dial. Thought I was nervous and it hurts. This thought of her hitched is absurd. Yes, I bet he sees a side I never saw. He'll get to love you and flaunt you in a way that I still want to. Sure, we never clicked, but I'm stubborn and I still want it all. He found your vocals, I found the shy, I found the mundane, and he unleashes your wild side. He found the memories, and I found the bitter taste in my mouth. He found the shore, and I found the dial. He found your vocals, I found the shy, I found the mundane, and he unleashes your wild side. He found the memories, and I found the somewhat bitter taste in my mouth. He found the shore, and I found the dials. I saw your picture in the paper, honeymoon in Jamaica. She's a lucky girl. You look so grown up in your black tux from a ball cap and a pickup. It seems like another world. You and me had our big dreams, falling in love. We were two kids in the backseat, all fearless and young. I got the first kiss, Shug in the last. She's got the future, and I got the mask. I got the class ring, she got the diamond and wedding band. I got the boy, and she got the man. Yeah, there's the old you that I knew. Make our knees get into those spring break bars. Bang wounds on a four-wheel, hanging on tight. I can still feel my racing heart. And now you're cleaned up with a haircut, a nice tie and shoes. If things were different and I had the choice, which would I choose? I got the first kiss, Shug and the last. I got the future, and she got the mask. I got the class ring, she got the diamond and wedding band. I got the more, and she got the man. I got the first kiss, she and the last. We both have something the other will never have. I got the long hair, hot etching at the cool and steady hand. I got the boy, and she got the man. All right, and that was I Found the Doubt, and I Got the Boy, the second one by Jana Kramer. I'm sorry. Um, so funny thing about that song, obviously, it's very relatable, and eventually you get to that place where you're just like, oh yeah, the time we had was fine, and somewhat worth reminiscing about, within reason, of course. But the which one would I choose? You kind of want to have it all in a lot of senses, and so that's one of my favorites. So anyway, I had heard that song, when it first came out, and really really liked it, and just by chance, Jana Kramer was playing at the Hard Rock Cafe on Beale Street, about actually, I can tell you the exact date. It was June 3rd of 2016. So that would have been about 5 years ago, coming up on 5 years ago. But just a really, really good show. This intimate singer-songwriter feel. Even though she didn't write that song. But you know who did write that song? Was among other people, Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney Spears' younger sister, co-wrote that song, which I was very intrigued to figure out. That was a cool thing. So this next set of songs, this is going to kind of be the Casey Musgraves block, and I'll explain what that means in a second. But this next one was inspired by Follow Your Arrow, by Casey Musgraves. And shout out to my mom for tuning in. I appreciate you. But I associate I Got the Boy and Follow Your Arrow because I was talking with my friend Amber, who's the same one who inspired the title of this live stream. And she was like, "Oh, is Jana Kramer the one who sings that Follow Your Arrow song?" And I was like, "No, that's I don't think that's her." And then I looked up the song, and it was just phenomenal. So this is my version of Follow Your Arrow, but as it relates to the relationships, and not society in general, and how society will look down on you for certain things. So I just kind of narrowed it down to relationships, and just saying, like, there's no winning, so you just got to be yourself and kind of see what sticks, and not really care if it doesn't. That's kind of it. So this is a song called Exposed, and is more about that Tinder date. By the way, just in terms of writing for this album, I started writing for it on February 23rd, wanting to get one more record in before February ended, because I like to contain all of my albums to 1 month. Write them all in February and then write a new set of records in March. But anyway, so if some of these are a little bit about the same person, they were written like very bunched up. I would, I basically did 2 a days, where I would write one song in the morning and one song in the afternoon. That was my life for 6 days, the last 6 days of February. But anyway, so this is one of them, and this is a song called Exposed, and I hope you enjoy it. Don't say nothing and they'll think you're shy. Say too much, they'll think that you're a toxic guy. They love the chivalrous, rag on the frivolous, but will end up with the latter every single time. Don't tell her she looks pretty, she's incensed. Tell her that she's pretty, well, she'll think you're dense. What kind of person would only see her for her looks? Say she's smart, she'll say you'll sound surprised. Don't say she's smart, she'll say that you are dry. Maybe think you are projecting and you're ashamed that you don't read that many books. Ask her to dance, take any chance. Don't worry about seeing a blocked off road. Pour your heart out so you'll leave no doubt, then you'll know exactly how she wants to be exposed. Ask her out 2 times and you're a prick. Don't chase after her, you can't make things stick. If you're too nice, they'll wonder just what you're after. Don't pay for the first meal, they'll think you're cheap. Pay for the first meal, their eyes will leak. Wondering if you think she can take care of herself, and if you think she even matters. Ask her to the dance, take any chance. Don't worry about seeing a blocked off road. Pour your heart out so you'll leave no doubt, and then you'll know exactly how she wants to be exposed. Can't win to save your life. She somehow binds the wrong when you knew everything right. She just can't make up her brain. Tell her you love her, or tell her you don't. Either way, she'll think you're insane. Ask her to dance, take any chance. Don't worry about seeing a blind off road. Pour your heart out so you'll leave no doubt, then you'll know exactly how she wants to be exposed. Ask her to the dance, take any chance. Don't worry about seeing a blocked off road. Just pour your heart out so you'll leave no doubt, and then you'll know exactly how she wants to be exposed. Exactly how she wants to be exposed. Save yourself for marriage, you're a bore. If you don't save yourself for marriage, you're a horrible person. If you won't ever drink, then you're a prude. But they'll call you a drunk as soon as you down the first one. If you can't lose the weight, then you're just fat. But if you lose too much, then you're on crack. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So you might as well do whatever you want. So make lots of noise and kiss lots of boys, or kiss lots of girls if that's something you're into. When the straight and narrow gets a little too straight, roll up a joint, or don't. Just follow your arrow wherever it points. Follow your arrow wherever it points. If you don't go to church, you'll go to hell. If you're the first one in the front row, you're a self-righteous son of a... Can't win for losing, you'll just disappoint them. Just 'cause you can't beat them don't mean you should join them. So make lots of noise and kiss lots of boys, or kiss lots of girls if that's something you're into. When the straight and narrow gets a little too straight, roll up a joint. I would just follow your arrow wherever it points. Say what you want and say what you think, and love who you love. 'Cause you only get so many trips around the sun. Yeah, you only live once. So make lots of noise and kiss lots of boys, or kiss lots of girls if that's something you're into. When the straight and narrow gets a little too straight, roll up a joint. Or don't. Just follow your arrow wherever it points. Follow your arrow wherever it points. Follow your arrow wherever it points. All right, and that was Follow Your Arrow, and before that we had Exposed, and the deal behind the song Exposed is kind of, within relationships, it kind of works both ways, but I obviously notice it from my perspective a little bit better, that there are certain things that is just like at a certain point you just have to wonder what they want, because there's there's no winning. And the line that really stood out to me in my song was the line about, ask them out twice and you're a prick. If you don't chase after them, then you can't make it stick. And I kid you not, something's probably wrong with the algorithm on Facebook, because I have, seen posts that will say, like, if you ask somebody out and they say no, you have to respect her answer. And it's like, okay, that's great. But then, a little while later, I'll see another thing that says, if there's somebody out there that you can't spend a day without thinking about, chase after her, do everything and it's just like, okay, no, like one of those things is not going to work. And then the other thing isn't going to work either. So that was kind of the idea behind that song. And the idea of, like, you choose how you want to be exposed, meaning, like, if I expose you as a good person for, treating me like a human being, then great. But if I have to bash you in song form, then I'll do that too. So it's kind of up to you. But kind of calling out the hypocrisy of the dating world and navigating that. Thought I'd switch it up this week and do something different in that regard. But anyway, so this next song, speaking of Casey Musgraves, was actually written, and when I say written by, I mean co-written by. A big thing in Nashville is co-writing. And I used to be kind of down on that, but like everybody in Nashville does it, and it like makes these really, really dynamic songs. And so obviously, I write most of my own songs. I've only done a couple of co-writes, and that's cool. But, it can be really helpful for getting a fresh perspective. And then if you do it all the time, then you're getting a ton of fresh perspectives. And so that's really cool. I think it's important to start off maybe writing on your own, but then the co-writing process is something that can go from there. But anyway, this is a song called My Own Story, and this was inspired by Mama's Broken Heart by Miranda Lambert. And this is a really good song. And there, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, all of the songs except for the first one that I did by Keith Urban, all of the songs were written or co-written by women in country music. And that first one, actually, I mean, it wasn't sung by a woman, but it was co-written with Sarah Buxton and Jed Hughes. And I actually got to see Sarah Buxton at a songwriter showcase, and she played it and explained that, they were like driving around in the car and just kind of like came up with the beat. One of them had a guitar, or the rhythm, I should say, and one of them had a guitar and was kind of messing around with it. But the cool thing about Nashville recently is that a lot of singer-songwriters have been writing songs for other people. And so you'll see, like Laurie McKenna wrote that song, but then she'll write for other people as well, write with other people. And Casey Musgraves is another example. She has her own stuff, but she also wrote Mama's Broken Heart with Brandy Clark and Shane McAnally, I should say, who's both of whom are just phenomenal songwriters. So if that doesn't turn out to be a good song, maybe it was just an off day, but like I would be very surprised. So anyway, this is a song called My Own Story, and I heard something recently that talked about, when you get your heart broken, the importance of reclaiming your story and not letting them control the story and control the narrative and all of that. That's a banned word on Around the Horn, but not here on my weekly live stream. So that's what My Own Story is about. So this is My Own Story and Mama's Broken Heart, and I hope you enjoy both of them. I have my eyes staring right into the shadows. I chip my teeth just trying to force a smile. You left me hanging somewhere in the gallows. How did I end up as the one who was on trial? Got the silent treatment as a means of bereavement, so you pulled a fast one, and I won't be the last one. Oh, but now I'm stronger, and I will no longer let you drag me down to hell. I got my own story to tell. You grifted man who has never been a gambler. I hope you sleep with one eye on the door. You just assume that I won't be a rambler, 'cause that's what your father figures have all done before. Got the silent treatment as a means of bereavement, so you pulled a fast one, and I won't be the last one. Over now I'm stronger, and I will no longer let you drag me down to hell. I got my own story to tell. If your sweat is more profuse, you try to dry it, what's the use? There's a reason you should fear. If you think that I forgot, you can be sure I did not, and your day of reckoning is drawing near. Got the silent treatment as a means of bereavement, so you pulled a fast one, and I won't be the last one. Oh, but now I'm stronger, and I will no longer let you drag me down to hell. I got my own story to tell. Got the silent dreaming as a means of bereavement, so you pulled a fast one, and I won't be the last one. Oh, but now I'm stronger, and I will no longer let you drag me down to hell. I got my own story to tell. I cut my bangs with some rusty kitchen scissors. I screamed his name till the neighbors called the cops. I numbed the pain with the expense of my liver. Don't know what I did next, all I know is I couldn't stop. Word got around to the barflies in the Baptist. My mama's phone started ringing off the hook. I can get you now, saying she's not gonna have it. No matter how you feel, only matters how you look. Go and fix your makeup, girl, it's just a breakup. Run and hide your crazy and start acting like a lady. Cause I raised you better, gotta keep it together even when you fall apart. This ain't my mama's broken heart. Wish I could be just a little less dramatic, like a Kennedy when Camelot went down in flames. Leave it to me to be holding all the matches when the fire trucks show up and there's nobody else to blame. Go and fix your makeup, girl, it's just a breakup. Go and hide your crazy and start acting like a lady. Cause I raised you better, to gotta keep it together even when you fall apart. This ain't my mama's broken heart. Can't get revenge on a spotless reputation. Sometimes revenge is a choice you gotta make. My mama came from a softer generation, where you get a grip and bite your lip just to save a little face. Go and fix your makeup, girl, it's just a breakup. Go and hide your crazy and stop acting like a lady. Cause I raised you better, gotta keep it together even when you fall apart. This ain't my mama's broken heart. Powder your nose, paint your toes, line your lips and keep them closed. Cross your legs and dot your eyes, don't ever let them see you cry. Go and fix your makeup, girl, it's just a breakup. Go and hide your crazy and start acting like a lady. Cause I raised you better, gotta keep it together even when you fall apart. This ain't my mama's broken heart. All right, and that was Mama's Broken Heart. And before that, My Own Story. That's important in a couple of ways, that My Own Story, just to kind of, again, reclaim the narrative. And I think that even though I'm doing a lot of songs from the other perspective tonight, the a lot of what I struggle with is that, a lot of that, like, definitely goes on, and that, like, you got to be tough and can't show emotion and whatever. That, I'm sure that goes on for women as well. But one thing that's kind of changing a little bit in that regard is that men can't necessarily show that emotion. And so the thing that the example song that I point to more than that one even is the Ariana Grande song called Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. And if I wrote a song like that and anybody cared about the music that I release, because I have written songs like that, but I just don't get the media attention. And so if I got that media attention for the song that I wrote called When Your Boyfriend Leaves Your Place, people would be incensed about that. And I think that's completely unfair, because they're Again, Ariana Grande can write a song like that, and she's standing up for herself and taking what, and it's like, well, wait a second, no. And that's gotta work both ways. And so that's part of why I think reclaiming your own story, your own narrative, um, is super crucial. Um, Now, somebody that I typically really can't stand actually inspired a song on this particular album, and that was Taylor Swift. But this is Taylor Swift. Um, just before she started driving me crazy. And this is a good song. This was actually her debut single, Tim McGraw, and uh, and I'll also play my song called "The Voice of Your Dad." And for anybody who thinks that I'm ripping off Taylor Swift on this song, I want to point out two things. Number one, she basically lifted a line from a Matt Nathanson song on an album in 2012, and her fans started yelling at Matt Nathanson for ripping her off for a song that he wrote in 2003. So there's that, first of all. And then secondly, this actually is not the Taylor Swift song Tim McGraw. This is the Scooter Braun song Tim McGraw. So that's that. This is not Taylor's version. And for any of you who think I'm being bitter about that, you're half correct, but she just released a version of Tim McGraw that was called Taylor's version. And so I get to make fun of her for a little bit for that. But anyway, so this is The Voice of Your Dad and Tim McGraw, and I hope you enjoy both of those. The way I held you in Seville during your worst times made me think that you would be the one. Now we're 7 years removed from that time, and I ain't heard from you. I guess we're done. And we were on and on again until March of the next year. Then suddenly you wanted me, and our future was clear. And you had the voice of your dad. He was the one who turned things bad, cheated on your mom, and what he had was a lone sky high. In your head I love Mustang, but in mine I could help you, man. I showed you love time and again, and then I never leave your side. But in your head the voice of your dad, every time he lied. Can't help thinking all men are the same, and to an extent you cannot be blamed, yet you played that off. Thought you and I could make it work, and you were the only one who I deserved. But you couldn't be untaught, and you said love is a choice, and I've heard that on repeat. And that's true, but I don't understand why you will not love me. And you had the voice of your dad. He was the one who turned things bad, cheated on your mom, and what he had was a lone sky high. In your head I love Mustang, but in mine I could help you, man. I showed you love time and again. Yeah, I never leave your side, but in your head's the voice of your dad. Every time he lied, and then you got wind of a rich coast, calling out your name. I would have followed you if only you had felt the same. But in your head the voice of your dad, He was the one who turned things bad, cheated on your mom, and what he had was a blown sky in your head. Our love must stand, but in mine I could help you, man. I showed you love time and again, and then I never leave your side, but in your hands the voice of your dad. Every time he lied. She said the way my blue eyes shine put those Georgia stars to shame, and I said that's a lie. Just a girl in a Chevy truck that had a tendency of getting stuck on back roads at night, and I was right there beside her all summer long. And many times we woke up to find that summer gone, and when you leaned in the grass, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we danced to all night long. The moon like a spotlight on the lake, and when you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest, and my own faded blue jeans, and when you think of McGraw, I hope you think of me. October brought a month of tears, thanking God that you were near to see me like this. But in a box beneath my bed is a letter that you never read, from 3 summers back, and it's hard not to find it all a little bittersweet. And looking back, I know and it's nice to believe that when you linked in McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we danced to all night long. The moon like a spotlight on the lake. Now when you think happiness, I hope you think my little black dress. Think of my head on your chest, in my own faded blue jeans. And when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. And I'm back for the first time since then. I'm standing on your street. There's a letter left on your doorstep, and the first thing that you read is when you linked in McGraw. I hope you think my favorite song. One day you'll turn your radio on. I hope it takes you to that place, and when you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest, in my own faded blue jeans. And when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. She said the way my blue eyes shine put those Georgia stars to shame, and I said that's a lie. Hey, Pamela, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. You just heard a little bit of a rarity, especially when Joe Miley's not tuning in and being mean and requesting Taylor Swift. You know, all he's going to be is mean. But anyway, that was the voice of your dad, and Tim McGraw by Taylor Swift. And one of those versions is owned by the one and only Scooter Braun. Despite how much Taylor Swift's fans threaten his family. But anyway, and true story, actually look that up. She had them say like, oh, let him sync my music for the AMAs, and begged her fans. They're like, she goes, please do whatever you can. And Scooter Braun, who is the record producer or whatever, or owns Big Machine Records, I should say, like started getting death threats from these Taylor Swift fans. And that's only funny because like she's all about like empowerment and like such a good feminist icon, and then like boom, that happens. So that's maybe not one of her better moves. But the other thing, speaking of not one of somebody's better moves, I messed up in one of those choruses and I said, I hope you think my little black dress. And I was switching it like I was singing it from my perspective for the whole time. Did a pretty good job, except for that. And I genuinely hope that if my ex and I are on good enough terms so that we can, have a sentimental moment like this. If she starts picturing me in a little black dress, I feel sorry for her because, could I pull it off? Absolutely. But, I don't think she wants to think of that. So that's maybe not the best place to go in your mind. But this next song, speaking of gender bending, I was going to play or try to write a song that was similar to Girl Crush by Little Big Town, because honestly that's I think the best song to come out of Nashville in the past 10 years. And for anybody listening who has not heard that song, or any of my friends who see the weekly playlists based on the covers that I do and all of that, I will still include Girl Crush on that playlist because it is worth checking out. It's just one of, like I said, it's probably the best written song to come out of Nashville. It's so clever and really good, but it just takes a certain voice to sing it. It doesn't really work with the gender bending. Like some of the other ones do a little bit better. But I still, Little Big Town was in my head, and I thought about this song, which was off of their third album called The Reason Why, that didn't get all that much attention. Their first single was called Little White Church, but then their second or third single, I think it was the third single, was called Shut Up Train, and I live right by the train tracks, so that I'll hear it sometimes at night, so I empathize with that. But I came up with this song that was called Can't Get It Right. Now, just so I don't spend a ton more time bashing Taylor Swift, she actually wrote a song for Little Big Town, or not really for him, but she wrote it and then kind of thought like, okay, this isn't necessarily good for me, but like sent it to them and said like, hey, I think this would be good for you guys. And I probably said y'all instead of you guys, but anyway, and so they ended up cutting it. It's a song called Better Man. And so that's why I sequenced these two together. And so even though this one wasn't written by Taylor Swift, there's still that Little Big Town connection. Yeah, so speaking of shutting up, I'm going to do just that, shut up and sing. And this is Can't Get It Right and Shut Up Train. Can't get it right. The whole world's in cahoots. Everything I see reminds me of you. Can't get it right. There's always something I lack. For every step I take forward toward happiness, you take 2 steps back. Yeah, I can hold you in my arms for more than a short time. Can't get it right, 'cause no matter what it is, nothing seems sufficient in their eyes. Can't get it right, no matter what I try. Can't seem to move on from your goodbye. Can't get it right. When will the cycle end? Can't seem to get to the next stage where we're more than friends. I can hold you in my arms for more than a short time. Can't get it right, 'cause no matter what it is, nothing seems sufficient in their eyes. Yeah, I can hold you in my arms for more than a short time. Can't get it right, 'cause no matter what it is, nothing seems sufficient in their eyes. Can't get it right, the whole world's in cahoots. Everything I see reminds me of you. Shut up, train, I'm trying to sleep. Can't you show me a little sympathy? This is the only time I can get any peace. So shut up, train, I'm trying to sleep. Every time the front door shakes, every time I hear the brakes, and that long whistle crying through the night. Yeah, I'm reminded of the way I feel, just like that cold black steel, getting crushed by your wheels tonight. I don't need no more man, so shut up, train, I hope you're happy now. I'm wide awake, now I gotta deal with every ounce of this heartache while you're moving on. Yeah, I'm stuck in this place, it's all your fault, so shut up, train. Every time the front door shakes, every time I hear the brakes, and that long whistle crying in the night. Yeah, I'm reminded of how I feel, just like that gold black steel, getting crushed by your wheels tonight. I don't need any more men, so shut up, train. Shut up, train, stop rubbing it in. You made your mark, I gave up, you win. All right, and that was Can't Get It Right and Shut Up, Train. The second one was by Little Big Town, and like I said, that was from 2010. Yeah, so that song's already 11 years old. How about that? Where does the time go? All right, so this next one, similar to the second one I played by Katrina Burgoyne, this next song also has a Memphis connection. Um, this song of mine is called "Hold On for Comfort," and it was inspired by 4 Years of Chances by Margot Price. And Margot Price's debut album was actually recorded at Sun. And I feel like I knew that at some point, but I kind of forgot until I was listening to this song and watching the music video for it, and it says "Live from Sun Records," and so I'm like, "Oh, cool! She cut that song there." And then I was reminded that she cut the whole album at Sun, which is awesome. I posted on Instagram earlier today that when I knew I wanted to live in Tennessee, I thought I wanted to live in Nashville. And Nashville's still a great spot, just not, necessarily the right spot for me. But anyway, the more that I've realized it is that we get a lot of Nashville artists that are coming over here. And so if you're lazy enough, then, all the good country music will come this way and you don't have to travel the 3.5 hours. That's pretty darn nice when that happens. But this is a song by Margot Price, my second favorite Margot, and third is Margot Martindale, character actress Margot Martindale. But this is 4 Years of Chances and Hold On for Comfort, and I hope you appreciate both of them. I used to hold on for comfort, it was a familiar routine. Now when I get you on the hotline, I realize I'm just a little green. To think this time will be different, and that you'll treat me like I ought. I used to hold on for comfort until pain was all I got. I used to hold on for comfort, 'cause that's what you used to provide. I hit you with thunders of platitudes, and to this day I don't know why. We'd have a little spark and flashes of something so good. I used to hold on for comfort, now I really don't think I should. You like to think of me being your best guy friend on a leash. I guess we both made the mistake of getting in too deep. Now you gotta feel the magnitude of what you've done. I won't be nothing to you if I ain't your number one. You like to think of me as being your best guy friend on a leash. I guess we both made the mistake of getting in too deep. Now you gotta feel the magnitude of what you've done. I won't be nothing to you if I ain't your number one. I used to hold on for comfort, but those days seem too far gone. I'm thinking maybe may surprise you to know I'm finally strong. So if you wake up wondering where I am but don't want to change, you used to hold on for comfort, now you can hold on to the pain. Well, I waited for long winters, yes, I waited for the sun. I was crying all alone while you were out there having fun. I gave you more years of chances, but you threw them all away. I gave you 1,461 days. I gave you more years of chances to try to be your wife. I cleaned your shirts and cooked you supper, but you stayed out late at night. I gave you more years of chances to try to fill a happy home, but now one more may as well be 1,000,001. And now you lost me, darling, and you can't get me back. Ain't that just like a man to change so fast? Because you are what you can have. So now I'm gonna say it slowly before I go away. You had me 1,461 days. I gave you 4 years of chances to try to be your wife. I cleaned your shirts and cooked up your supper, but you stayed out late at night to try to mill a happy home. But now one more may as well be 1,000,001. I'm out myself a good man now, you know he treats me like he should. We live in a shack by the railroad track. He's out back chopping wood. We don't have too much money, but I'll tell you why that's okay. He loves me every minute of those 365 days. I gave you more years of chances to try to be a wife. I cleaned your shirts, washed up the dishes, but you never did treat me right. I gave you 4 years of chances to try to build a happy home, but now one more may as well be 1,000,001. And now one more may as well be 1,000,001. All right, and that was 4 years of chances recorded live at Sun Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, of course, Margot Price lives in Nashville, but still obviously has a love for Memphis. That song reminded me quite a bit of 365 Days, and you should check that out. That's a song by ZZ Ward, not a country song, but still kind of in that same vein. So people like Margot Price, Casey Musgraves, and Jana Kramer don't get nearly the respect that they deserve. And everybody else that I've played, for the most part, has a decent amount of exposure. But part of the reason why Margot Price is not a little bit more mainstream is because of her political views, and views that Nashville should be a little more black, not even necessarily a little less white, but have more black artists in country music. And she is absolutely right. But you have racist morons like Morgan Wallen, who appropriate Jason Isbell and then spew out the N-word in in videos, and yet his record sales are going way up because his fans don't care. And there needs to be less of that in country music, and that's why I'm kind of focusing on these cool songs that are a little bit more heartfelt and actually mean something to the artist, either recording them or writing them. And Margot Price is definitely a good example of that. So I've just got 6 songs left, and this next one is by a group called the Wreckers, which is Michelle Branch and Jessica Harp. I had never heard of Jessica Harp before, but they teamed up and had this band for about 3 years called the Wreckers. They only released one album called Stand Still Look Pretty, and it had 3 singles off of it. And the one that I know best is Leave the Pieces. And so I was trying to kind of emulate that on this particular song. And it's funny because I hadn't heard this song in years, but I was home over the summer, the holidays or something, and my dad queued that song up because he must have liked it and put it in his mix of songs on iTunes. And it was the really distinct fiddle intro. And I said, "Are you listening to Leave the Pieces?" And he goes, "Yeah, how'd you know that?" And I said, "Well, I heard that song quite a bit when it was on rotation on CMT when it came out in about 2006. So and this is a really fun record for me to write for, because a lot of the songs were from 5-10 years ago, and so it allowed me to kind of go back to that place when I first heard them. And so this is a song called Salt and Leave the Pieces. Say you don't have time for me, but you got time to ignore. It's like you don't have the desire to be at me like before. It's not just you or me. You may think that's how it goes, but you kicked me when you were just trying to kick a can down the road. Yeah, I don't need you in my life, got other things to do tonight. I just thought you'd want me involved. It's just some salt in the wound, and I know you're hoping real soon that the salt will somehow dissolve. I reached out the branch to you, told you we could make it work. I know you're not a record, but I still hum on your words. You were honest, yet you could have tried to rearrange. So you're not the worst, but I still need to clean up this stain. I don't need you in my life, I got other things to do tonight. I just thought you'd want me involved. It's just some salt in the wound, and I know you're hoping real soon that the song will somehow dissolve. I'll be mine remaining through, both of us will find someone new. But I'll still wonder what good it meant. Tell me, when will I ever win? I don't need you in my life, I got other things to do tonight. I just thought you'd want me involved. It's just some salt in the wound, and I know you're hoping real soon that the salt will somehow dissolve. Yeah, I don't need you in my life, I got other things to do tonight. I just thought you'd want me involved. It's just some salt in the wound, and I know you're hoping real soon that the salt will somehow dissolve. Yeah, the salt will somehow dissolve. The salt will somehow dissolve. You're not sure that you love me, but you're not sure enough to let me go. Baby, it ain't fair, you know, to just keep me hanging round. Say you don't wanna hurt me, don't wanna see my tears. So why are you just standing there, just watching me drown? And it's alright, yeah, I'll be mine, don't worry, mind this heart of mine. Just take your loving in the road. There's nothing you can do or say, you're gonna break my heart anyway. So just leave the messes when you go. You can drag out the heartache, baby, you can make it quick. Really get it over with and just let me move on. Don't concern yourself with this mess you made for me. I can clean it up, you see, just as long as you're gone. And it's alright, yeah, I'll be mine, don't worry, mind this heart of mine. Just take your loving in the road. There's nothing you can do or say, you're gonna break my heart anyway. So just leave the messes when you go. You're not making up your mind, it's killing me, you're wasting time. I need so much more than that. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's alright, yeah, I'll be mine, don't worry, mind this heart of mine. Just take your loving in the road. There's nothing you can do or say, you're gonna break my heart anyway. So just leave the messes when you go. Oh yeah, leave the messes when you go. Oh yeah, leave the messes when you go. All right, and that was Leave the Pieces and Salt, not in that order. I played Salt first, my original song. And yeah, like I said, really good to rediscover that that song, Leave the Pieces. It's a really good one. All right. So next up, we have a song called We Just Come Up for Air. And this was inspired by another song that I was revisiting, and that was The Way It Goes by Gloriana. And there are a couple artists. So there's a Gloriana, and then Love and Theft is another one, who, by the way, named themselves after the Bob Dylan album of the same name. But this is a song off their debut album, but it was the re-release, so it was the deluxe version, and they released a music video that had Taylor Swift in it, actually, because it was recorded live. And it was just incredible, the way that they structured the vocals. And I might have to, like, I'll see if it's the same on the studio recording. But although they might have been lip syncing, I don't know. So maybe it is lip syncing in the video. But anyway, just the way that they structure the vocals in that particular version is just absolutely incredible. And something I'm going to try to emulate, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, so this song is this is one called "The Way It Goes," and it was inspired by well, this song was, sorry, We Just Come Up for Air, inspired by "The Way It Goes," and We Just Come Up for Air. It was inspired by the idea that this person who the song is about was actually, she was the one who brought up dating after, a year and a half or so, or a year or so of me, trying to get that rolling. And so, like, we had just gotten it rolling. And then, about 3 months later, she's like, yeah, no, not interested anymore. And so, this phrase, "We just come up for air," got in my head, and I'm like, okay, let me write around that. And so that's what I did. So this is "We Just Come Up for Air" and "The Way It Goes," and I hope you enjoy it. Came home, the little red light seemed to be blinking. Little out of that night, I dreaded hearing what your voice might say. You'd seemed distant for quite a while, but I just went about it with a smile. Maybe you'd explain what it was about. Tell me we'd find a way. I held my breath, scared to death. Maybe you had no love left. But we just come amore, drowning in a love so near we were beyond repair. So you're insisting it had been bad for some time. You just wanted new mention of breaking this heart of mine. Said you were wishing, but everything can be fine. You act like you're blameless here, like you tried to stop me from all of these tears. You want me to think you've tried to change, but this has come out of left field. There's so much that has been revealed. Now everyone in Memphis knows your name. I held my breath, scared to death. I know you had love left. We just come amore, drowning in a love so near. Now we're beyond repair. So you're insisting it had been bad for some time. You just wanted to be gentle, breaking this heart of mine. You said you were wishing, but everything can be fine. You destroyed what was left of this old heart. Now I can't bring myself to restart. Love's a choice if I'm not your selection. That should trigger some self-reflection. We just come amore, drowning in a love so near. Now we're beyond repair. So you're insisting it had been bad for some time. You just wanted to be gentle, breaking this heart of mine. You said you were wishing, but everything can be fine. So glad I hung up the phone. My best friend called and told me not to go. I just get my heart broken one more time. I walked in and there you were, looking better than I ever remembered, smiling that smile, nothing ever happened, you were never not mine. Crazy, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Ain't that the way it goes? Always stumbling into something, life's an open road, you gotta take it. If you just let go, lose your way to mind that one thing that you've been missing, but you almost missed it all. So glad I turned around, I know where I'll be right now. Down somewhere, thinking about what could have been in love that always should have been. Crazy, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Ain't that the way it goes? Always stumbling into something, life's an open road, you gotta take it. If you just let go, lose your way to mind that one thing that you've been missing, you almost missed it all. But I didn't, I turned that car around. Thank God I put that phone down. So glad I didn't listen. Never knew what I'd be missing. Ain't that the way it goes? Always stumbling into something, life's an open road, you gotta take it. Crazy, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. If you just let go, lose your way to mind that one thing that you've been missing. Ain't that the way it goes? Always stumbling into something, life's an open road, you gotta take it. You gotta take it if you just let go. Lose your way to mind that one thing that you've been missing, but you almost missed it all. You almost missed it all. You almost missed it all. All right, and that was We Just Come Up for Air and The Way It Goes. Second one being by Gloriana. All right, so I just have two more. The song that inspired my last original is what I'm going to close with, but this is a song called Doomed Veranda, and this is a song that was inspired by Barton Hollow, by the Civil Wars. Really, really good group, just vocally very, very tight. But their name, the Wars part, at least of it, was very appropriate. They kind of came to blows and broke up. About 7 years ago, probably now, 7-8 years ago. But really talented, a couple vocalists there. So this is Doomed Veranda and Barton Hollow. I'm a Memphis legend now, 'cause you reneged on your vows. You moved down to the rich coast, thought you would become a ghost. Your day is coming, I hope you're good and running. If you find me at the Doomed Veranda, rest assured it won't end well. Call your friend Satan, 'cause when I come around, you'll be better off in hell. legend now. Silver linings give me doubt. They know me as a sack of sand. Hate the one who turned things bad. I got my moral victory. That don't excuse what you did to me. If you see a storm come your way, you're the only one to blame. If you find me at the doomed veranda, rest assured it won't end well. Call your friend Satan, 'cause when I come around, you'll be better off in hell. You'll get what's coming and can't do nothing at all. You get what's coming and can't do nothing at all. You get what's coming and you can't do nothing at all. If you find me in the doom veranda, rest assured it won't end well. Call your friend Satan, 'cause when I come around, you'll be better off in hell. I'm a dead man walking in, but that's the least of all my fears. Ooh, underneath the water, it's not Alabama clay that gives my trembling hands away. Please forgive me, mother. Ain't going back to Barton Hollow. Devil gonna follow me, here I go. Won't do me no good, washing in a river. And no preacher man save my soul. Did that full moon force my hand, or is that unmarked, unwritten grant? Ooh, underneath the water, please forgive me, mother. Miles and miles in my bare feet still can't lay me down to sleep. In my dying more I'm awake, I pray the Lord my soul won't take. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. Keep walking and running for miles. Keep walking and running for miles. Keep walking and running for miles. Ain't going back to Barton Hollow. Devil gonna follow me, here I go. Won't do me no good, washing in a river. And no preacher man save my soul. All right, and that was Doomed Veranda and Barton Hollow. And that concludes the I Moved to Nashville and I Blew It live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check me out on Spotify and iTunes, YouTube, of course, Facebook, and Instagram, all as Minnesota Mike. And Next week, very special live stream. We are going back to Saturday, but next Saturday marks 20 years since Semisonic released All About Chemistry. And so I'm going to be playing that straight through and talking about some of the stories from the album. So please tune in for that. That'll be 7:30 on the 13th of March. Thank you so much.